We shall be discussing about the Excel environment. When you open Excel spreadsheet, it has basically two parts. This part within the green borders is the work area, or it is also called Excel workspace. When you open an Excel spreadsheet, you will see it is split into basically two parts. This part is basically the Excel workspace, and anything above this workspace is basically the Excel command area. In the workspace, you basically have rows, columns and cell address. Rows, columns and cell address. Now suppose I take my cursor here. So what is the address of this cell? The address of this cell is O19. I'll put it within a border. Now how this O19 has been determined? The O19 has been determined by this row and this column. So this cell is at the intersection of row 19 and column O. Columns could also be marked as 1, 2, 3, 4, but for the purpose of convenience and in order to avoid confusion, columns are marked by letters and rows are marked by numbers. So this cell address is O19. It is at the intersection of row 19 and column O. So now let me go back. To go back anything or to undo anything, you can use this arrow. So I have undone the yellow marking. So this is row, column and cell address. The cell address, as I said, is O19. Now there is the Excel command, in the sense there is the Excel function where you can find out the row and column numbers. If you see right is equal to row, every Excel function has to be written with an is equal to sign. Is equal to row, it is telling it is row 19. And here if you again write is equal to column, it is telling column 15. Column 15 is calculated like this: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So this is how things operate. Everything in Excel has to be written in a cell, and that cell can be referred in another cell. For example, if I write 12 here, and this I can put in another cell by putting a is equal to sign and then highlighting this cell. Is equal to M17. M17 is this cell. So if I put enter, this also will come here. So in Excel, every cell has an address, and anything you write in any cell can be referred in another cell. Now in the work area or in the workspace, you can do various things. The easiest thing is to move your cursor on the right side or move your cursor on the left side by right and left arrow. Put it down and put it up by up arrow and down arrow. If you press home, it will come to the first column of the row in which you are currently there. But if you say control home, you will go to A1, that is the topmost row and the first column. Now if you want to know the address of a cell, you can always use another function, is equal to cell, then within bracket address. Address is within inverted comma. Then it is N17. This cell is N17. So it is written as $N $17. Putting dollar has a significance, but that we'll discuss later. You can change the workspace view in various ways. The easiest is here. You go to the View tab, and here is the formula bar. If you unselect formula bar, this will go. If you unselect heading, then all these numbers and letters will go. Unselect. And if you unselect grid line, then even these thin lines will go off. So it will become a white page, so to say. You want to bring them back, again you click them, check them, and they will come back. Depending on your requirement, you can check and uncheck them. If you want to see in a bigger format, you can go to zoom and say if I zoom 200%, then you see what happens. Everything has become bigger. And I zoom back to 100%, everything has come to its original shape. And if I zoom 50%, everything has become very, very small. So if you have a crowded spreadsheet, too many columns and rows, then probably you will zoom at 50% or say 75% to see the whole thing in one full screen. Otherwise, don't disturb it. It should normally remain at 100%. So this is so far as the work area is concerned. And then in the work area, two more things are there which I will highlight. One is the paint format and another is the column width. Suppose here I have some data, ID number, name, surname, gender, fixed salary, sales affected, commission. Commission is not fully visible. If you want to change its visibility, you just double click on this partition and it will become totally visible. Similarly, here something is invisible. You double click here, it will become visible. So this is how you can make things visible. Now, if I do not like this format, I can change it. For example, I can highlight this, I go to home, I select this area and then I highlight with a mild color. So it looks like this. Now I want to continue this formatting all through. So what I can do, I can take this, I can go to the paintbrush over here, format painter, and then I copy it all over up to whatever place I want and I release the button. Immediately it has become the way I wanted. It has been formatted properly. With the advantage of this kind of formatting is you can see the whole line properly. Otherwise sometimes there is a mistake. So I have formatted it. So I have used paint format. I have changed the column width and then I showed you all the things, the changes that you can make in view. Like these changes which I am doing in the work area or workspace, there could be some changes in the command area also. In command area basically you have this on the top. I will be discussing about this row and the balance. This row is basically the tabs and below this whatever is there, this is called ribbon. If you change the tab, ribbon will change. For example, if you put into formula, you see ribbon has totally changed. If you put into data, anything which is relevant for data has come here. When I press formula, everything that is relevant for formula has come here. So as soon as I press in a tab, the corresponding ribbon also changes. And these ribbons have lot of commands, lot of activity can be controlled through these ribbons. Now I can have three view. One view is show tabs. It will only show the tab. If you click on a tab, the ribbon will appear, otherwise ribbon will disappear. Or you can have show tab and comments, which is normally everybody prefers to use it this way, show tab and comment. Or you can go to this button and auto hide the ribbon. So nothing is visible, you have a very big area to work. Depending on your work preference, you can use any of them. If you are comfortable in using through keyboard shortcuts, then it is better to work in this mode. Otherwise, you can always work in this mode. So this is so far as changing the command area is concerned. Thanks for your attention.